Caroll'S Theory. Caroll's CSR pyramid features CSR is the foundation of the profit. Profit must come first. And then comes the need for a business to ensure it complies with all laws and regulations. Before the business consider its philanthropic options, they also need to meet the ethical duties. Caroll's CSR pyramid is a simple framework that helps argue how and why the organization should meet their social responsibilities. Caroll's CSR pyramid has 4 responsibilities, and these are the philanthropic, ethical, legal, and economic.
This set of 4 responsibilities creates a foundation or infrastructure that helps to delineate in some detail and to frame or characterize the nature of business's responsibilities to the society of which it is a part. The first responsibility is economic responsibility. This is the responsibility of a business to be profitable. Profits are necessary both to reward investor and owners, and also for business growth when profits are invested back into the business.
Only way to survive and benefits society is a means of achieving sustainability, adopting key social responsibility principles such as accountability and transparency can help ensure the long-term viability and success of an organization or system.
In all kinds of business, either self-employed business or government business, legality is one of the responsibility of it. All of the establishments need to obey all the laws and other regulations. When the business obey legality rules and regulations, it projects a positive image of the organizations among the clients. This helps in building credibility and adds value to the brand image. This can help in shaping the client's perception of a business. Obeying laws and regulation of the government is just like obeying your company's own regulations. Always remember to build your business in legal process. It should be registered and follow the rules of legal laws. A business registration allows you to hire full-time employees and pay them in accordance to state laws.
The examples of legal are employment, which is the condition of having paid work. The second one is competition, means the activity or condition of competing. And lastly, the health and safety, which it is the set of rules that are intended to protect people from illness, injury caused by their work.
Ethical. This is the responsibility to act morally and ethically. Being morally ethical, this is where you are considering the good and bad doings. And also, it is your behavior towards your suppliers and employees or on how you treat them. And ethically means that you know how to act, what's good and bad. With this responsibility, businesses should go beyond narrow requirements of the law. And for business to be unethical, business should have a law to follow because it helps for being unethical. For example, is treatment of suppliers and employees. You can manipulate them because having a law, it means that you can't manipulate them because you have a rules to follow. We also have a ethical responsibilities. One of the ethical responsibilities are performing in a manner consistent with expectations of societal mores and ethical norms. It means that they are performing with such a great skill of having a basic knowledge on how to communicate to your business partners or colleagues. It is important strategy too because for example of the societal mores or ethical norms is having making an eye contact because it shows that you really care, you are listening or you have a care to the speaker. The other responsibilities are recognizing and respecting new or evolving ethical or moral norms adopted by society. We should respect each other's culture because we have a culture differences, so we should know or at least practice how to adjust for them.
Ethical responsibilities. The normative expectations of most societies hold that laws are essential but not sufficient. In addition to what is required by laws and regulations, society expects businesses to operate and conducts their affairs in an ethical fashion. Taking on ethical responsibilities implies that organizations will embrace those activities, norms, standards, and practices that even though they are not codified into law, are expected nonetheless. Part of the ethical expectation is that businesses will be responsive to the spirit of the law, not just the letter of the law. Another aspect of the ethical expectation is that businesses will conduct their affairs in a fair and objective fashion even in those cases when laws do not provide guidance or dictate courses of action. Thus, ethical responsibilities embrace those activities, standards, policies, and practices that are expected or prohibited by society even though they are not codified into law. The goals of these expectations is that businesses will be responsive for, and responsive to the full range of norms, standards, values, principles, and expectations that reflects and honor what consumer, employees, owners, and community regards as consistent with respect to the protection of stakeholders' moral rights. The distinction between legal and ethical expectation can often be tricky. Legal expectations certainly are based on ethical premises, but ethical expectations carry this further. In essence, then, both contains a strong ethical dimension or character, and the difference hinge upon the mandate society has given business through legal codification. For example, in one business, all of their employees must have ethical responsibilities and same to the owner or who operates it. They should follow rules, regulations, policies, and practices that the business reflects. Responsibilities. Preventing ethical norms from being compromised in order to achieve business goals means that ethical norms provide guidance for all organizations for behaving good and keep away from bad behavior, promotes ethical behaviors in organization, with this working in environment which contain justice, honesty, neutrality, and responsibility. Being good corporate citizens by doing what is expected morally or ethically, they should know the principles of right and wrong behavior.
Philanthropic. So, represents the ultimate objective of business to work for welfare of society. Discretionary but still important. So, in Caroll's theory, it highlighted that the profit is very important on the business. So, I believe that even the small amount of money, we must help for our society, even if small ways. So some of the example for this is having a charitable donations, staff time on projects. One of the example under philanthropic is one of the project of McDonald's entitled Ronald McDonald House Charities. So it provides housing to families who have to travel in order to receive medical care for their child. So we all know not all families can't afford money to support their medical expenses, their travel bills, their hospital bills. So in order to help, McDonald's create and founded this kind of project. Also, it provides room in hospitals for family members to get some rest, take a break from the business of a hospital environment, or get a change of scenery.